Can't seem to dominate games with Phoveus? Do your combos run out faster than your date? Well, this video's got your back. We're breaking down how to properly chain his skills and unleash that sweet unlimited ultimate. Plus, we'll dive into the good plays, the not so good decisions, and what could have been done better. So you can start clapping some cheeks instead of getting clapped. But first, I want to give Popsky TV a shout out. Thanks for always tuning in. You're awesome. Phoveus might be a monster after level 4, but before that, he's basically a glorified minion with a giant b****. From levels 1 to 3, he's one of the weakest heroes in the meta, so don't get too cocky early on. The key is to survive the warm-up rounds, play it safe, don't die, and get to level 4 ASAP. Once you unlock that ultimate, boom, you go from easy lane to why is this guy jumping on me every second. With that said, I went with Warrior Boots early on because we're laning against Argus. Even though Argus is known as a late game beast, Argus can actually pack a punch in the early game thanks to his annoying passive skill. So instead of giving him free damage, we slapped on those Warrior Boots and said, "Not today, trying hard Amir." It's one of the easiest ways to reduce his impact to basically minor inconvenience. Notice how I wasn't desperately trying to hit every minion like my life depended on it. I was only going for last hits. Well, mostly. To the untrained eye, it might look like I was playing scared, but nope. This was big brain wave manipulation in action. Like I said earlier, Phoveus from levels 1 to 3 is basically a punching bag with a fancy name, so I needed to keep the minion wave close to our turret. Why? Because it keeps me safe from early ganks, lets me farm in peace, and most importantly, denies the enemy XP laner zone advantage. Trust me, once they get zone advantage, it's like getting kicked out of your own lane. You won't get gold, you won't get experience, and you'll just be watching the game from a safe distance. In shame. Finally, level 4. Let's pause a moment and talk about how to unlock Phoveus' special combo called Eternal Pursuit. In other words, using his ultimate an unlimited number of times. To pull this off, always use his first skill early or right after Phoveus charges in using either his enhanced basic attack, second skill, or even his ultimate if the situation permits it. You can even trigger his ultimate twice back to back. This requires his first skill second phase to be active though. All you have to do is attack using his enhanced basic attack, then land his first skill second phase, and voila! 2 ultimates. Keep in mind though that in addition to knowing the optimum skill sequence, it's also important to mark as many enemy heroes as possible. And of course, to pick Phoveus against lineups with 2 or more dashers and or blinkers. He can still be effective without such opponents, but the difference in performance is unreal if there are more blinkers and dashers in the enemy team.
Okay, let's go!
Plug. That clash looked beautiful, right? But it could have been a masterpiece if I just nailed the combo better. Let's rewind. Instead of going straight into the ultimate after landing my second skill, I should have dropped the first skill first. That would have unlocked his first skill's second phase, allowing me to apply an extra mark, giving us the opportunity to cast another ultimate, which potentially would have forced Argus to activate his ultimate, giving Ling an opening to help me take him down.
Plug. Don't f***ing run away from me! I'll end you!
Huge misplay. I should have used his enhanced basic attack instead of the second skill. Hit like if I should just quit Mobile Legends.
It's party time!
Stop! 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 All I do is
Since Phoveus' ultimate was finally unlocked, I kicked things up a notch and started clearing minions faster, so I could join more teamfights. Just remember, once Phoveus hits level 4 and gets his ultimate, you need to show up for every fight whenever possible. That's when he truly shines. If you think this content is helpful and want to help me feed Asian kids, hit like, share, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. When the turtle is about to spawn, it's prime time to cook up some opportunities for the squad. Here I was trying to bait Argus into popping his ultimate and triggering that second phase so that it'll have a longer downtime. That way, by the time my team is ready to grab the turtle, would have way less pressure on us. In a perfect world, our allies, especially the jungler, should have been helping me bully Argus. But nope, they were busy babysitting the gold lane. And sometimes that's okay. Maybe they just had way too much faith in my skills.
Stop! Stop! What do you want, more? Stop! Stop!
See what I mean? Argus did absolutely nothing. Without his ultimate, he's basically just a minion cosplaying as a hero. At that point, even Raphael had a better shot at getting a kill than he did. Learn to pick your items based on the matchup. Don't just autopilot your build like a bot. In this game, building magic defense would have been useless. The enemy didn't have any long-range mage nukers, so I stacked physical defense instead to tone down Argus, Mia, and Fanny's damage. And this, my friends, is why a well-rounded team comp matters. If your squad's missing a strong long-range mage, the enemies can just pile up on physical defense, making life miserable for your team. But if you do bring a long-range mage to the party, the enemy is forced to split their defenses, giving your team way more options to punch through. The next item I should have built was Anticuirass, but you know what? I went for Blade Armor, purely out of spite. I wanted to traumatize Argus and make him think twice before showing up to teamfights. Besides, Fanny wasn't even a threat. I never needed to build counter items for her in the first place. Heck, I was practically inviting her to attack me. Every cable combo she does just fuels Phoveus.
You can't escape me!
Yes! You're either very brave or very foolish.
This was a massive blunder by the enemy team. Instead of defending the top lane, they should have ganked Popol at the bottom lane. The top lane had Hylos, Phoveus, and a level 15 Ling, 3 heroes that were incredibly tough to take down. And to make matters worse for them, Phoveus thrives against dash-heavy lineups, which most of their team had. On top of that, they were all under-leveled. Here's a reminder. If your team is behind in levels and items, don't force unnecessary fights. Just focus on defense, soak up experience and gold from minions, and look for a comeback opportunity. Basically, try to stall. Don't wander too far from your base and inhibitors, aka third turrets. If you couldn't win a clash earlier when levels were even, why would you pick a fight now when you're out-leveled and outclassed in items? It just doesn't make sense. It's almost as if you intentionally want to end the game with a loss. With the Lord about to spawn, hiding in the bushes was the right call, but then I noticed the mid lane was getting pushed, so I had to clear a few minions. I was also pretty sure Argus would go for a split push, and thankfully, Kimmy knew exactly what needed to be done. She stayed back to defend and let me join the clash since I was more useful given the matchup advantage against Fanny and Gushan.
More from me.
Oh, and before I forget, here's the emblem and talents I use for this game. Personally, I think this is one of the best sets for Phoveus because it gives a solid balance of defense, HP sustain, and damage. Swapping toughness with agility is also a smart alternative Since Phoveus has one of the slowest base movement speeds in the game, that little boost can go a long way in covering that weakness. And that wraps up today's Mobile Legends content. Thanks a ton for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.